Greetings everyone, this is First and 753 with another episode of Democracy 3 POTUS campaign. We are at the end of the first turn. One more turn until re-election. So we have one more chance to shake things up before the election. We got hit really hard last turn with our law and order minister resigning and an immigration scandal. These two really hit our popularity. We're lucky that our popularity was actually up in the 80s, so we were able to, bear the brunt of the impact of these two events. There aren't really too many people that are against us. Human Rights Society is on the radio. There are no crazy groups out there trying to kill us. That really hurt the impact of our activists, which might hurt our election, because the activists really give you like a boost to the voter turnout. That's only at 1%. Their boost is a little higher, but our party is much bigger, so I'm a little worried. I don't know what's going to happen there. I do have to find a replacement, so that's what I'm going to concentrate on this turn, of finding a replacement, and I've got like one or two more things I can do just to try to hopefully secure the election in the bag. One good thing is that we have a advantage that has come into play. High productivity. Our workforce is extremely productive, producing higher amounts of practically everything in comparison with our competitors. This is great news for the future of our economy. So that should make a couple people happy. Self-employed, capitalists. Self-employed people, I think, are a big fan. Slightly supportive, not a big fan. They like those small business grants. They didn't like that debt protection law. But they do like the high productivity. Yeah. Cynicism. Ooh. Okay, so we have, first thing we're going to do is try to find a new minister. I looked over the ministers in the intermission after the last episode. Ministerial appointment pending. We have to deal with that. We need a law and order minister, and there are about 4 people that desire the job, and I think you kind of want to pick people who desire the job. I think that's important. First one on the list is Robert Powell. Does not have a lot of experience, very loyal, which is good. Sympathy towards the conservatives and the trade unionists. Trade unionists, this would help, but ooh, look at that, there's also political capital. But they're not a big voting bloc. The 4 biggest voting blocks, let me just go over that first actually. The 4 biggest voting blocks, besides everyone, you have state employees, who seem to love us. They don't really have a problem with us. Liberals are at 58, they're the largest, I think. Socialists, who went down because they lost their minister. Liberals went up. How'd they go up? Oh, because of the DNA database. I rejected that. Okay, and then middle income. And trade unionists and parents are like, they don't really like us too much. Capitalists went up. Okay, so who are we going to hire? Robert Powell. Trade unionists, yes. Oh, let me just, sorry. Let's take a look at trade unionists. They are only 25%. Parents are 20%. Okay? So those other groups are much bigger voting blocks. They have an impact on more people. So I have to concern myself with them. Dennis Bennett is another one. But farmers and religious people, they weren't really groups I was concerned with. They're kind of middle of the road. They don't have a lot of people. Middle of the road as far as their opinion of me, and they don't really have a lot of people in their groups, I don't think. Capitalists and ethnic minorities. Now, these people were trying to kill me at one point. Alan Brown is another one, and he's got more experience too. So that's kind of good. But the capitalists were going up. The one that I think I like the best is Joyce Hill. She doesn't have a lot of experience, but liberals are the largest voting bloc, 58%. If I lock them in, that might be helpful. She also has the parents, which is a group that really doesn't like us. So I think that she's the best one for the job. Alright, there's no one else who has law and order as a desired job, just those four. I'm going to go with Joyce Hill. And the Foreign Affairs Minister, I hope she doesn't resign this term. Trade unionists and farmers, I don't know what to do there. Biofuel subsidies, they're maxed out. Anything else? Telecommunications, that's maxed out. Farmers, where are you? There you are. Car tax they don't like. Food standards, food stamps they like. That's maxed out. Okay. I got surplus, so I have money to spend, and I have to try to buy the election. Because that's what politicians do. So I have two things that I looked at. Two policy ideas that I think might help. Welfare fraud department. 77% of people will favor this, and the middle income group will favor it as well. Let's just check out middle income real quick. They are one of the top groups, right? 52%. So this might buy their vote. Welfare fraud department. When the government gives so much money out in welfare payments, it's essential that the money is correctly targeted and not exploited by people making spurious claims. A dedicated fraud department will detect false claimants, recover lost money, and reassure middle income taxpayers that their taxes are being spent wisely, although it can antagonize legitimate claimants, which could be the poor people. 77% like it. And it's cheap. Implement. Yeah, I'm not going to move it, because I don't want to hurt the poor people too much, but the conservatives, middle income. Should work, hopefully. Apply. And one more thing I want to do before this is over. It's kind of a big buy here. 86% like this. It's going to be a big chunk of that surplus, but it only takes 1/4 to implement. And the school tax credit, I think, may win us the election. Socialists do not like it. Oh man, poor people don't like it either. That boosts private schools big time. Wow. Wealthy like it. Capitalists like it. You know what? This might not have been as good as I thought. Maybe I should just bring that down a little bit. Nope. Okay. I don't know if this is going to actually help or not. Let's see if we can win an election. Here goes nothing. Or everything. Alright, compiling misleading statistics and setting up biased academic groups. Here's the election. Oh God. Okay. So we have our party here. We have the opposition. People are voting for us. People are voting for the opposition. And then the non-voters. We have an activist turnout boost that went up slightly, and theirs is down slightly. Start the count. Come on, baby. I don't care about this number. This looks good. I think I'm gonna win. Yes! Got the election! Okay. Wow, that's intense. Alright, so this is the count. The breakdown shows you how you fared with each group. The turnouts tell you how many people came out from each group to vote. Biggest turnouts were the poor. We got 92% of that vote. That was huge. And the retired people, we got 93% of that group. Okay. Oh no, wait. Look at these groups. Oh, the state employees came out big time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, sorry, that's the share of the vote. Biggest turnouts were the retired people and the poor people. Yeah, no one else over 60. Conservatives came out, 58%. Religious people and patriotic people came out. We actually got a pretty good amount of their votes. Now, who do we get the biggest share from? We got the biggest share of the vote from... We did best with the poor people, 92%, and the retired people, who were the two groups that came out to vote. And we did well with the conservatives. That was the third group, the highest group that came out to vote. The least amount of people that come out to vote were the middle income. and we only got 62% of their share. So that fraud thing, I don't know, maybe it saved us a little bit. 52% of the parents came out not, and we lost their vote. And we lost the vote in the trade unions. But everyone else, we won the vote. That's pretty good. Alright. We made it. And the Foreign Affairs Minister is displeased with the current government. And she may want to spend more time with her family in the near future. Which means we might lose her soon. But we've got 67% of the vote, and really, since we're in America, this is the end term. Like, we don't have to worry about getting reelected for this next year. So we really just have to worry about not getting assassinated. And then we made it. So, what else can we do with the game, though, is the question. Probably try to solve some of these problems. Might want to take a look to see if there's any achievements we can gain. And maybe, who knows, cut the debt. I don't know. One thing we can look at is what type of changes we have made in our first term. Health has gone up 15%, education's gone up 18%, crime is down 2/3. Crime has really been knocked out here. There's almost no crime. And there is probably an achievement, I think, that I already have, that if you reduce crime to nothing, you get that achievement. Violent crimes are down, not that much, but I guess there wasn't really that many violent crimes going down. Poverty is down 12%, quality's up, environment's up. Technology, productivity's up a lot. Energy efficiency, racial tensions, we've solved those problems. CO2 emissions, foreign affairs, poor earnings, higher earnings, GDP, international trade, tobacco usage. I haven't touched that tobacco tax. Alcohol consumption is down a lot. Traffic congestion, it looks like we are running a pretty decent society, I'd say. As far as that crime achievement, if you look under here, those are your parties. Trophies are your achievements. These are all the achievements I have so far. Crime-free utopia, like nowhere else citizens of this country can now walk the streets safely and sleep sound in their beds knowing that crime is practically consigned to the history books. So probably would have gotten this crime-free utopia with those policies that I went ahead with. The one-party one we definitely didn't get. Green utopia, no. Egalitarian miracle. Yeah, I've done pretty well. Got like over half the achievements here. Electoral success, you get that when you win the election. Definitely didn't get a landslide. So that's the first term. I'll think about whether or not I want to continue with this series or maybe start another one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy democracy and you enjoy listening to me, feel free to subscribe. Also, any comments at the bottom I would appreciate. Thanks again, and have a good night.